This beginner-friendly video will show you viewport navigation and control in Blender, including my favourite preferences. Welcome everyone, I'm Para8D. All of the shortcut keys that I mentioned are for the Blender keyboard layout. This can be changed under F4, Preferences, Key Map tab, and then the Presets drop-down menu. I'm using version 2.93, but most of everything will be quite similar between versions. Within the viewport, hold the middle mouse button to orbit around, hold shift with middle mouse button to pan, scroll wheel to zoom in and out. You can hold control and middle mouse button and move the mouse to dolly zoom. If you don't have a scroll wheel on your mouse, you can emulate that in settings, so F4, Preferences, Input, and select Emulate 3-button mouse. And then you can Alt and left click to emulate that. For our laptop users without a mouse, we can use the gizmo up here, left click and hold to orbit, zoom, pan, or this changes to the active camera. Note I like to set up this radial menu within settings using the tilde key. So F4, Preferences, and then under Key Map, I've set tilde action to navigate, and then Pi menu on drag. Also note my other settings. While you're in here, have a look at navigation. I've set zoom to mouse pointer, which I find is quite useful. That means when I zoom in, it is based on my pointer location, which is far more intuitive. We can snap to side and front views by clicking on the gizmo, or we can use our Pi menu. All of these options are in the View menu up here, so become familiar with that, and you also note that they have shortcuts for the top view right here. And these numpads are referring not to the top number row on your keyboard, but the side number pad. If you don't have a number pad for some of these shortcuts, there is a handy option under the F4 Preferences. Go to Inputs tab, and on the keyboard we have Emulate Numpad. While we are orbiting, we can hold Alt to snap at 45-degree increments. If we zoom right out and things vanish, that is due to the clipping distance. We can change that in the End menu, View, clip end right there. Don't get caught out because this is only for the viewport and not the render camera. You'll have to change the render camera separately. Now that we're zoomed right out, we can simply hit the home key to frame all of our objects. If we zoom right into an object and the zoom becomes locked and doesn't do anything like so, we can reset it by selecting the object, View Selected. Note the shortcut key is numpad period. This will reset the zoom level. If we get in too close, we'll get clipping from that clip distance once again. Bring up the End menu, change Clip Start to fix that problem. Once again, home key to recenter our objects. A handy tool in the View menu is Align to Active, so we can use that on a surface like this. Go to View, Align View to Active, Top, and now we are aligned to this surface. You may want to change the transform orientation to View, and if you want objects to be spawned in this orientation, you'll need to go to Preferences, Editing, Align to View right there. Now that our camera is askew, we can reset it by going simply to a front or side view. Once we're in the Preferences, you can go to the Navigation tab and note we can change to Trackball Orbit method, which is quite useful for sculpting if you want to bring it around your sculpt. Tapping the tilde key brings up FPS mode, which can be seen by the crosshair. So WASD to move around, Shift to go faster, Alt to go slower. We have Q and E to ascend or descend. G enables gravity, which enables you to walk around your scene. V to jump, and you can use spacebar to teleport to the cursor location. You can use escape or click to exit that mode. There is also a fly mode. We can change it to there. Once again, tilde to activate it. Move the mouse to change the orientation. W to accelerate. Q and E to rise and lower. Escape to exit. We can enter full screen mode with Control spacebar. This leaves some tools intact. Return with the same keys or back to previous right there. Control Alt spacebar is Pro mode, which hides much of the UI. Use Control Alt and spacebar to exit that mode. A gotcha to watch out for is when you have multiple collections. So I'll create a second collection, and if you bump a number on the keyboard, it actually hides all other collections and solos the active collection. We can see that up here with the hide in viewport eyeball. Simply click that to bring it back, or we can hold Shift and reselect our number one collection. If you'd like a more traditional quad workflow window layout, simply Control Alt Q to bring that up. By default, you can zoom independently, but not rotate. These settings can be found in the N panel, View tab, Quad View, Lock. If we uncheck Lock, we can now orbit around, and Box locks them all to the same zoom level. Control Alt Q to exit the quad view. The official Blender manual has excellent resources, and they also cover navigation, so have a look through this page if you want to go into more depth. The next video is on camera control and navigation. I'll see you there.